Well, it's something unpredictable. I hope you had the time of your life. Words by lead singer of Green Day, Billy Joe Armstrong, and I just want to say, Lewis 56786. Feel like I'm doing it. I feel like I'm calling up the bingo numbers. Has interrupted our podcast. Lovely. Well, he hasn't physically interrupted. He came into our chat. He said, "Look, lads, we are fucking. I've got some breaking news." And we laughed him off. We laughed in his face. We pissed in his face and told him, "No, no, we don't believe you." I checked Instagram.
I thought it was bait.
I got a lovely dog Oreo on my feed. I switched to the Watching Walford account. Boom, right there, fucking smacked me in the face like a big willy. Jesus Christ, this is some unbelievable news. How shit is EastEnders going to be now? No, CC, I miss you already.
Chris Clenshaw is leaving EastEnders. After 3 years on the show, Chris Clenshaw's gone. He's leaving. Holy fucking shit. Now, I think recently we did a video where we were talking about how Chris Clenshaw, I thought he was going to buck the trend. I thought EastEnders in a golden era. He's going to buck the trend. He's going to leave. He's not going to leave for a while. He's going to stay after the 40th anniversary. They're going to see how it goes. But the Instagram of EastEnders has said, after 3 years in the role, Chris Clenshaw's made the decision to step down as executive producer of EastEnders in February 2025 after EastEnders has celebrated his 40th anniversary. So that being said, he has, 5-6 months left on the show? And this is obviously him being after the 40th anniversary. So I think that is a really... Honestly, for legacy of a producer, I think this one... The fact that he's not stayed too long will probably echo how important this is going to be. As a fan of Chris Clenshaw's era, as Chris Clenshaw re-established my love for the show after multiple years of it being my third favorite soap. I think it's going to be a sad one, but it's also a necessary one in its own way, because most executive producers have like two main storylines they want to do. They have their main angle, what they want to do. This era was re-establishing the Beals and establishing the Knights. It was putting Linda at the forefront of the story. It was the Six storyline, and also it was just kind of re-establishing it as family drama. Whereas the last couple of years is still that big crime thing. The crime's gone. It's over. We've had a lot of really strong exits. We have had some really interesting pivots. Whoa. Fucking hell. I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised. I thought he was gonna buck the trend and stay for like another year or so. Well, how are you feeling after this news?
I guess I'll read it first and then give my thoughts if you're alright.
Go ahead.
So, after 3 years in the role, Chris Clenshaw, or as I call him, Chrissy C, has made the decision to step down as executive producer of EastEnders in February 2025, once the soap has celebrated its 40th anniversary. Speaking of his decision to leave, Chris Clenshaw...
Also, I will say, just to mark that, after it celebrated its 40th anniversary, so is he done? He's done. Like, okay, the 40th anniversary is my final fucking week. Like, I don't know if there'll be like a caretaker crossover role, but like him wanting to be done after the anniversary. To me, that says that the anniversary is going to be fucking huge. Like, the anniversary is going to be massive.
And you know what I can't wait for?
This is his crescendo.
You know what I can't wait for? Dominic Treadwell Collins to come in and bully another old actress. The stupid bitch. Fucking Dominic. I think that's Dominic Treadwell Collins that I hold a grudge over because of the way...
He the one that he the one that acts
He's the one. I think he's the one who bullied Dr. Lee. Well, I say bullied.
No, I think that may have been John Sen.
Okay, fuck you, John Sen. Sorry, Dominic. But please don't come back, either of you, please.
Keep going.
Speaking of his decision to leave, Chris Clenshaw said, "As a proud EastEnders fan, it has been the honour of my life to be its custodian. It has meant everything to me, and I've given Walford my all. I made the tough decision that I would step down after the 40th anniversary many months ago keep EastEnders creatively refreshed. It's a show that needs to constantly evolve. After what will be 3 years at the helm and leading the team through its milestone celebrations, the time feels right that I hand over the keys to the Queen Vic. Estrel holds a special place in
Elstree, that's the studio.
Estrel holds a special place in my heart. I know when the day comes, it'll be hard to tear myself away. And my special thanks go to the sensational EastEnders cast and crew I'm incredibly proud to have led over the past few years and who have provided me with unwavering support. The commitment, passion and talent has inspired me every day and I'm so grateful to them. I'm proud of everything that we've achieved together. EastEnders has been the highlight of my career and I've loved every minute of it. But it's time for a change and time for a new chapter and I'm delighted to be staying within the BBC Studios drama productions, although my departure from EastEnders is not for some time yet. Whilst I'm still here...
Oh, shit!
What?
They announced who's actually taking it over.
Give me a second. Whilst I'm still here, I look forward to putting all our efforts into our momentous anniversary. I'm pleased to be passing the studio on to Ben Waddy Drama. I'm confident under him EastEnders will continue to thrive and I wish the very best as it is without doubt the best job in telly. I hope he enjoys the ride just as much as I have. Thank you EastEnders for everything. Who's this guy?
Man, fair play. Okay, so yeah, full credit. He's figured out it's the right time for it to be over. Currently, Ben Wadey is the commissioning executive at Channel 4, who is overseeing shows like Hollyoaks. Probably not a good sign. Probably not a good sign, considering Channel 4 is in the fucking bin. Channel 4's direction is a bit cheeks right now. Okay, so I've seen another article. Ben Wadey will be returning to EastEnders from Channel 4, where he was commissioning executive overseeing Hollyoaks, a number of original dramas, including Gen Z and upcoming James Graham drama Brian and Margaret. Previously, he worked on the EastEnders as a story editor, overseeing many stories, including the celebrations for the 35th anniversary as well. Was that when Denny got killed?
Yes.
As well as a special episode focused on Linda Carter as she struggled with her alcoholism. He also played a pivotal role in the introduction of the Panesar family, fronted by the formidable matriarch Suki. Fair enough. I will say the Panesar family, at its introduction, probably didn't get the best introduction either. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Well,
Fronted by the formidable...
Well, Ash, I just quickly want to say, can I join you on Hollyoaks?
Look, the Panesar family at their introduction, they were okay. You had Suki, who was ice cold bitch, who she wasn't very fleshed out at the time. She was very callous. She was more like Nish, for example. A lot of the change to Suki happened under Clenshaw, and obviously that won't stop. Jags was introduced. Jags was cheeks. Vinny was introduced. Vinny's done nothing for years. Kira has been axed. Ash is gone. So, fronted by the formidable matriarch Suki at Holby City, Wadey served as story producer for the BAFTA-nominated series. Was Holby City the one that got axed?
I think he's just going around getting shows axed.
Holby City got axed.
So wait, he's just...
Holby City is dead.
He's just going around fucking knocking on doors, taking soaps. Jesus.
Ben Wadey said, I'm thrilled to be returned to EastEnders at such an exciting time for the show. Having grown up watching and loving EastEnders, it sparked my passion for television, and I feel I've known the residents of Walford my entire life. So to lead the iconic BBC soap into its next chapter is a true privilege. I can't wait to collaborate with this exceptional team at EastEnders and build on Chris Clenshaw's brilliant work and deliver unmissable stories to fans, both those who have been watching for years and those just discovering Albert Square. Lindsay Salt, director drama BBC, said, since the moment Chris returned to Walford, his vision for the show was instantly felt by everyone, both on the show as well as the audience. Chris's commitment, creativity, and pure love for EastEnders has ensured the show remains at the top of its game and has created some truly fantastic storylines which will go down EastEnders history. We are thrilled that Chris will be leading EastEnders through its 40th anniversary, as his ambition and for the momentous occasion is set to be another iconic moment for the show. Everyone at EastEnders will miss Chris immensely, but we wish him all the best in his next role at BBC Studios. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Ben Wadey, who joined at a very exciting time for the programme. With his passion for EastEnders, we're all delighted to be working for him. Kate Oates, head of drama productions, BBC Studios, says, Chris has had and is still enjoying a brilliant tenure at EastEnders. He's achieved a skillful balance, combining his own deep love and understanding of the show and its rich history with character-led stories that exemplify modern soap. The whole team has enjoyed working with him immensely, and we can't wait to collectively bring his vision for the 40th anniversary forward. Looking forward, Ben Wadey is the worthiest success to this fantastic era. I have the pleasure of seeing his career within the genre go from strength to strength, and I was thrilled when he accepted the challenge of taking the reins as executive producer. He has a passion for the show, a strong history with a team, and a brilliant story brain. The perfect combination to see EastEnders into its 41st year. With Ben as executive producer of EastEnders and Chris staying within BBC Studio Drama Productions, I feel privileged to be working alongside such huge talents for the foreseeable future. Fucking hell. That's not what I was expecting when it's like, all right, time to record the podcast, get the podcast done. Holy shit. My God.
So
Obviously this has all been recorded whilst we've been live on Twitch as well.
So is Chris Clenshaw staying as a writer, or is he just leaving?
No, he's staying at the BBC, but he's not going to be working on EastEnders anymore. It felt like he got a lateral promotion, right? He's proved that he's a competent writer and they like him at the BBC, so he'll be moving on to other projects.
Is he the guy who's currently directing Hollyoaks?
No. That's someone else entirely. Like I said, he was commissioning executive, so he's green lighting shows, and he worked on Holby City. First I want to say I want to extend a thank you to Chris Clenshaw for his work on the show. He reinvigorated my love for EastEnders and made it a unmissable show to watch for the last 2 years. 2 years. He has been tremendous in the role, and I like the direction that he's taken with it. Were there some shortcomings? Yes, of course, there were some shortcomings for Chris Clenshaw's era. A lot of characters were dumped, and fundamentally, if this is his body of work, probably was a bit much of the Knight family, I guess. Some families were bumped up on the pedestal. The Panesars were established as a good family. The Knights were established as a good family. Not much Ian in this era. Not so much Phil in this era. The exits of Ben and Whitney probably weren't great. But I do love his, I do love 2023's Christmas episode. I do love the Cindy returning from the dead. I think he was a very strong executive producer and a fucking absolute kick up the arse that EastEnders needed to remember who it is as a show and what it tries to deliver. Now, do you want to give your take on Clenshaw?
Just very quickly, I'm gonna go to the audience. I have about 4 comments that I want to read. If you're all right with that, it's just the 4 comments I can see in front of me. I'm gonna save the best for last, so I'm gonna have to skip over comment 3 and come back to it. He will be missed as he's been wonderful, so wonderful for the series. Great news! No more dragging every female character for 20 years ago out of retirement to rehash old storylines. So obviously you can see that there's conflicting people here. So you also have Chris Clenshaw. This is such sad news. You've done an outstanding job bringing the show back on top. The true EastEnders fan, I cannot thank you enough. I even got my fiance hooked every night like me. Another guy says, love Chris, smashed your title above and beyond. XX, thank you so much for a great opportunity. Playing Peggy Mitchell?
You what?
The comment says Peggy Mitchell. I don't know. Someone saying thank you. Now can the new guy please bring back Ronnie and Roxy? And
relentless. Bring back Fat Boy.
And just a comment I left out that I want to read now. I don't care. I'm putting their name out there. I don't give a shit. Abraham _0804 says, I'll bring back Ballum X. Fuck off.
But yeah, and I suppose to wrap this around, what will we be expecting? Obviously, we'll be heading into the 40th anniversary. Christmas and the 40th anniversary will be unchanged. It will purely be Clenshaw's vision, but then it has the handoff. And what generally happens when you change executive producers? You introduce new characters, you trim some of the fat. Like some of the characters who some favorites will probably get axed in this time period. It's to be done. Some characters who have such a big point in the show now, maybe they won't get as much time in the future. Maybe we'll see characters like Phil, Ian, Sharon. Maybe Kat and Alfie will regain their place at the top. Like it's a shuffling, right? Because anytime a new executive producer comes on in, usually they get rid of the characters they don't like and they bring in some of their own original ideas so they can kind of stand on their own feet and figure out exactly how to do. A part of me thinks that there may be a genuinely bona fide big exit coming for the 40th anniversary just to kind of crescendo this period. Like, a part of me is now starting to wonder, is Linda going to leave at the 40th? Like, to me, it sounds like a genuine possibility. She has somewhat been the main character of this Clenshaw era. Is there a chance, like, a big character leaves to kind of make it such a big deal?
I mean, to me, to give my thoughts on Chris Clenshaw, as you can tell, I'm nearly tearing up because I'm like, don't leave, Dad, please. No, don't go to the shop and get milk. Stay. I don't want you to get the milk. I'll get it. Stay. He's obviously rekindling my passion for EastEnders. He's the reason why we have this channel. And I know people can say, oh, that's what you're doing to Chris Clenshaw, fucking, oh. But I don't give a shit. I'll admit, I am.
You know, Chris... apparently just praising someone is glazing them. Double glizzy fucking... you know, fucking... absolutely sucking the balls as well. I'm on the shaft, Piggy's on the balls, apparently. But no, yeah, exactly. This channel wouldn't exist if Clenshaw didn't fucking put EastEnders in a much better light.
But I guess what will happen, like, we are also going to stick to EastEnders, right?
Yeah,
but I think
sure.
What's going to make it easier is the fact that even if it's shit, and I don't want to judge it before it happens, because it's like when Ghostbusters got announced, but it was all female cast, and everyone went, bloody woke society, bloody woke. And then, like, obviously,
and then the movie was garbage.
but like,
didn't help its case.
You want to judge it before, you don't want to judge it before it happens. And that's what I want to do here. I trust Ben. I think his name's Ben Waddy, is it? Yeah, it's Ben Waddy.
Ben Waddy. Yeah.
I feel like he will do all right. I don't know how this will work because obviously, again, different visions and all that. I think Chris Clenshaw will wrap his stuff up nicely, and like you said, Linda might possibly leave, and then the next week.
That's all speculation, by the way. All speculation.
Yeah, it's all speculation. Either Linda will leave or the man with the bollocks. He's a man with the bollocks. Nick Carter by return. Probably not, but who knows. I feel like something big will happen. They're saying Chris Clenshaw off. Obviously, when we find out the day he's leaving, we'll obviously have a 10 Seconds of Julius theme for him because
yes,
he's our man. We will continue this.
You say it as if anybody's wanting that. Bloody hell! I hope he gets a 10 Seconds of Julius theme. Fucking stop huffing your own shit. Nobody cares.
But as I'm saying is, we will continue to do this channel no matter what. What will make it easier is the fact Ash will also be covering Hollyoaks. So even if he gets burned out at EastEnders, he can just be like, Hollyoaks.
Exactly.
Hollyoaks.
Yeah, like we've been covering this for a year, 9 months now. Obviously, there's a chance shit hits the fan. You know, there's a chance this guy has some. There's a chance he's ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we all got excited for Kate Oates taking over. We got excited for John Sen taking over. Fucking hell! Oh God, no! Ben Mitchell every episode for 4 years. Oh fuck! But it's also fresh blood. You know, some people didn't like this version of the show. Maybe they'll like the next version of the show. Maybe we prefer this version of the show. Maybe we don't like that next version of the show. It's going to be a really interesting one to see. Because, you know, I usually don't mind changing soaps. But currently, you're changing something that isn't broken, which is the scary bit. And obviously, it's a perfect time for him to leave. He's had a solid 2.5, 3 years on the show. He has corrected the course for EastEnders. It's paving the way in this decade. It's re-established EastEnders as probably the top soap right now. And it's a really good time to leave. But also, and the one thing I find funny is obviously at the 40th anniversary, they're gonna get they're doing the viewers choose. Imagine if it's a really big decision. Imagine it's like, obviously it's a love story outcome, but it's like, say that Freddie loves her and he dies and he's dead, and the next producer's like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? That obviously that's not going to happen. They'll be in cahoots and figuring out the transition. But like, imagine like, does Phil die? Yes or no? Phil dies. Eat shit, Ben Wadey. Eat my fucking ass.
I got something even worse. Imagine it was like, do you want Redwater to get a season 2 or not? And then all the viewers are like, yes. And then Redwater comes in, like, fuck.
Fuck's sake.
But I mean, 2025 will be the year Redwater season 2 gets announced. I'll tell you, because it was announced in 2015, didn't air till 2017.
Yeah, 10-year anniversary of Redwater.
Yeah, woo. But again, my opinion is change is inevitable. But
we're all gonna die.
But I guess I'm scared. But I have a good idea that he will do well. For at least 6 months. But
I have my reservations.
But obviously, I'm not a big soap fan. I don't really know most of his work he done.
But then, I mean, let's be honest. I think Clenshaw before EastEnders was an unknown. Like, before EastEnders, he was a producer on Holby City for a while. But EastEnders was his big fucking breakout story, and now it's obviously moved him up the pecking order, and he has kind of ascended a bit higher. Like, obviously, this, Ben Wadey, who will be taking over, who's to tell if this will be his breakout as well? But yeah, holy shit. It is not the news I expected today, and it's not the news I expected in general. Like I said, we could probably go back to the when will Chris Clenshaw leave EastEnders. Neither of us were predicting after the 40th anniversary, as far as I remember. So, yeah. And this has been a bit of a longer one, just to kind of slowly debrief and figure out all the different angles. It will be an interesting time in the show. Hot off the heels of the 40th anniversary, and someone will have to take over after Chris Clenshaw has arguably reinvigorated the show after a not so savory couple of years. It's probably not a poisoned chalice, but you will argue that this producer has to get shit running straight off the fucking presses. Because, if the momentum drains, there's a chance you get back to that 2021 shit period to the show where all the momentum's gone and the viewership's down. But in the same way, there are some shortcomings of Clenshaw as a producer that maybe now we get to discover a little bit more. We get a different facet to the characters. We get to see maybe the Mitchells rise back on top. Maybe the Beals are an important family. Will we see a Max return, for example? It will be really kind of interesting to see what this new producer does with all of this newfound power. It is terrifying. It is indeed terrifying. This last 2 years of the show that we've covered has been fantastic. It's been great. But now we're going into uncharted territory, and I am kind of terrified. Obviously, I am usually here sipping the Kool-Aid. It's never usually hard to get me on side, but I am worried that maybe it won't be my EastEnders.
I'm like, I laughed because when you said if he brings back like Max Brannan, I'm just immediately gonna go Chris Clenshaw. You're just gonna immediately go Chris Clenshaw fucking sucked. Ben Whaley fucking
Shit
rules.
producer.
But I guess
You didn't accommodate me,
uh,
my ideas.
I guess this is just the finale. Chris Clenshaw, we here are watching Walford. Wish you the best of luck in whatever you do next. As you secretly wishing that maybe you slip on over to Hollyoaks and do what you did there. A cheeky fiver,
mate. That's a fucking lateral move. He's not doing that. He's doing better shit than Hollyoaks. I love Hollyoaks, but he's better than that right now.
Okay, he's going back to Coronation Street. Okay.
Please, someone save it for fuck's sake.
But again, we here at Watching Walford want to send you our flowers. Now we can't afford real flowers because we're both dirt poor and we're both on the dole. But we've got two flowers that we picked up from the local garden, and when we see you outside your studio, we will hand it to you while we're escorted off by security. So I guess without further ado, wanted to say bye bye, Chris Clenshaw.
Just a final. I know I've said this about 733 times, but obviously for the people who haven't enjoyed Clenshaw's era, it is coming to an end. So now perhaps this era will suit you more. And for us who have enjoyed the Chris Clenshaw period, it's a sad time. It is a sad time, but now we can actually start to look at his body of work in general to figure out in terms of how much impact he's actually had on the show and whether his run was good or not. Like now we can actually once the 40th anniversary happens, we can judge how good he actually was. So it'll be interesting, but only time can tell. I look forward to the 40th anniversary now, knowing it will be his final contributions to the show. And yeah, what do you think about the new executive producer? Does anybody know him? Tell us in the comment section. Anybody actually know his work and what he's done, so we can kind of get a bit of a temperature check as to what he might be like. But all in all, that is the video. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit.
I guess I'll just end it off with a quote from American Pie, the song, bye bye, Mr. Chris Clenshaw. Bye bye. See you on Yellow Brick Road, baby.